So, I want to talk today about change in the new year, and if anyone has resolutions to watch this because it could potentially help you out. Petting my dog Buster right now. But, yeah, so many of us are living in an illusion that the illusion is that we don't know, that we don't even, think change is possible or anything that we can achieve. And it's crazy because it prohibits us from so many things because we instantly doubt ourselves. There's so many things we're doing. We're making up excuses that we don't even know we're making up excuses, but we are. Things like, well, it's hard. Of course it's hard. Do you expect to break a habit and it to be easy? No, but that shouldn't be any reason you don't go forth with it. Because if you had a job and would you quit the second the job just started getting hard? No, you'd work for it just like everything else in life. But people don't want to struggle with it. They're just they try it for a day and it becomes hard and they're just oh, whatever. So they just go back to getting pissed off every day or having something really irritate them because it's hard to overcome. So people would pretty much rather just every single day be mad than go through 1 month to overcome it. But people just don't want to do that. They just instantly, people think of the negatives of overcoming something that would create such a positive. It's so weird. We're just starting to naturally think about negatives. We'll be like, well, I want to eat healthy and I want to get in shape so I feel good. Okay, but then right when people do that and they instantly think of the things they have to limit and the things that are going to suck and the things that they're not going to get out of it instead of the amazing things they will get out of it. And it's crazy. It's just like taking a Subway sub and then we're just here's all the shit I like, and then you're left with just bread and ham and you're like, well, what the hell's this? That's what we're doing with situations. We get one, we're like, alright, I want to eat healthier. Whoa, I can't eat Doritos. It's okay, but why don't you think, wow, you can run for 3 minutes and not break out in a sweat and have to sit down for an hour. There's so many more positive things to changing something that's been bothering you for a while, but we just instantly think of the negatives and it just shoots our plans down. And everyone else being negative around us doesn't help. We propose people a goal and then they're like, have fun with that. And then you're like, alright, why is everyone not encouraging me? It's because we're just so programmed to think negative now. Everything we think, we just instantly get a negative thought in our head. We go, I want to eat healthy. Boom, this is all the shit I'm not going to get. And then that's what we're stuck with. We're like, well, this is bad. Why don't I just keep eating unhealthy? It's well, you need to think of the positives. We all need to do that because that's what's going to drive us to reach that goal you want to reach. But when you keep doubting yourself, I had a quote up on Facebook a while ago that was, getting doubt stuck in your head is like a psychological parasite that will slowly bring down the potential of the success that you can create, which pretty much means the second you start constantly doubting yourself is the second you're going to prolong self-improvement all the time. You're just going to, every time you're going to think of a thought and be like, well, this is a good thought, but I can't do it. Or you think, well, that's going to be hard. I don't think I can do it. You're just going to keep doubting yourself, and the more you doubt yourself, the more you're not going to be able to do shit, and the more you're not going to be able to do shit, it's going to create more doubts. So it's just like an endless cycle. You're just going to not get things done because you keep doubting yourself. But stop doubting yourself. You can change. Anyone can change, but we just make up all these excuses all the time. And we don't even think. Some of the excuses I'm hard and stuff it's not I'm hard, it's hard. But I am hard right now. No, but things well, I've always been like that. Okay, what does that have to do with anything on improving yourself? You think if you were always getting angry since you were 4 up until you're 18 now, if you were just always getting angry, are you going to not try to improve that? You're going to be like, well, I always was. I did when I was 6. I got pissed off. Okay, now's the time to change. But every time you keep saying that, is every day you're prolonging it, and every day you prolong it is every day it's going to become much harder to change. Every day you procrastinate changing is you're just getting yourself deeper into a hole because it's making the habit grow stronger because you're just so adjusted to doing that eventually you're going to hit a low where change is the only possible thing. That's the only option. And when you hit that point, that's when it's going to become the hardest. Change will be It's still going to be in reach, but that's going to be when it's the hardest. So attack it now. Attack your problem now and change so you don't have to go through even 10 times more of a struggle. But people don't like to accept that they have flaws. People pretty much don't like admitting they're human. It's weird. Like, it's so crazy. Like, admit your flaws. It doesn't matter. No one's going to be judgmental, and if they are, who cares? Just know that every person to judge you has something you could judge them on. Not that that's good, but like, everyone has something they can improve on. Every single one of us does. Nobody's perfect. And we have to understand that, but we just, for some reason, don't like admitting it. We just like to blame things. We like to scapegoat people. We like to do all this thing that just pretty much makes us lie to ourselves. And that's even crazy that we can lie to ourselves and get away with it. Like, you're like, I'm not a procrastinator, I'm not. And you just say it so much that your mind actually doesn't know your own problems, which is the most terrible thing to do. Because then it creates you to be in denial without you even, like, noticing it. You're just, like, naturally in denial. And then when you're in denial, you don't even have a problem to face, so you can't improve on it. I always say, admitting your problem is the first step. And I used to think that was kind of dumb, but it's so true. Because if you're in denial and you don't even admit that you have a problem, that problem isn't even like in your consciousness. It's just like, it doesn't even exist for you. So how can you improve on something you're not even aware that's there? So don't lie to yourself, because that just gets you even deeper into the shit you're already in. And stop blaming. Like, we all blame things. People scapegoat people so much, or they blame something because they're just insecure about their own flaws, that they need someone else. They need to keep telling other people or themselves, like, this is the reason I'm doing that. People will be like, well, I wouldn't have procrastinated, but Henry kept texting me every 5 minutes. It's like, that's not the reason you're procrastinating. The reason you were procrastinating is because you're a procrastinator. So fix it. Henry texting you, you didn't have to answer the text. It's nothing. But people are just like, what's the easiest thing I can blame to make somewhat reasonable? But we always, like, so many people do that, and it's just silly. And people think that they're fooling other people, but when you start blaming other people for your problems that are clearly created at 100% by yourself, no one's like, it probably was Henry. They're just like, alright, why are they lying? Like, don't do that. You're not fooling anyone. And the only person you might be fooling is yourself, and that's the worst person to fool, because you're the one who needs to improve. So just admit your flaws, because there is nothing wrong with that. I admit my flaws. We have so many things that we can improve on, but when every time we deny it and every time we're like, well, it's his fault and hers and shit like that, is every time we're prolonging self-improvement. Why? It's so crazy that we have problems we can fix, and then we just don't fix it. It's so weird to us. Like, here's something that's been bugging me a long time, so I'm going to think up some reasons of why I'm not at fault and that I don't need to improve on it, you know what I'm saying? Why do we do that? It's so crazy. We should just be like, alright, here's a problem, I want to improve on that. But like I said earlier, we just focus on all the negative energy that's being put into us is just, it's starting to become natural. We're starting to think that everything is negative and everything isn't possible because we propose ideas and they instantly get shut down from people. But you need to stop listening to those people, and you need to just know. You need to get in the mindset. First, you need to get in the mindset that change is possible. Because it is. People are like, well, they just think they need things that they don't need. Like, I need this cigarette. No, you do not. You just think you do. And once you get over that mental state that you need it, your physical body doesn't even need it. Like, you just think you need it. You think that. It doesn't say on the cigarette box, warning, once you start smoking, if you stop smoking, you'll die. Like that, you're not going to die. You just need to stop. Now, I'm not saying it's easy because, like I said earlier, habits are hard. But no, that struggle is 10 times, it's worth it. It's so much better to just go through the struggle and then overcome it, and now you're feeling great, you're happier. It's that like month of breaking the habit is so much better than that like 4 years that you're going to continue to keep smoking until you get lung cancer and then you have to stop smoking. It's like when they put up street lights after they already got like 40 accidents. It's like, put those up before, like, prevent the potential like negative things that could happen to you now so you don't have to experience that, and create the potential optimistic things that will happen from this change you need. But just know that. Like, think of the positives. Like, yes, okay, you're going to have to give up things, but you're going to get so many things that you don't even know because you've been living this habit for so long. You can't even picture it without it. Like, if we all ate just organically and just healthy and exercise, like, I feel great as it is, and I don't eat nearly as healthy as I could, and I'm going to start trying to. But, like, I can't even think of how much better I would feel if I ate all healthy and stuff. But I know I would, but we can't even think that. So we just, what do? We go to the next thing, the negative shit, the stuff, oh, I can't eat Cheetos now. Who cares? Yes, that's a negative thing, but, like, feeling good and being happy, that's so much better than not eating Cheetos when you're depressed and on the couch watching Jersey Shore. Like, who cares? Get over it. We need to stop caring what other people think, because people will change, and then all your friends, they're like, well, I want to change, but then my friends won't like me. Just know this, if you're changing because you want to, like, it's natural change. Like, you're like, alright, here's my flaws, I want to improve on them, and then you do, and then your friends are judging you on it, don't even bother with those people, because they just want that you that's just pissed off and you can shit talk everyone. They want that person. But no, if that's not the person you want, then you are content. You made the right choice to fit yourself. Stop pleasing other people. Like, it's just, if you're just in this mind where you need to, like, I want to do this, but he's not going to like it, just don't do that, because then you're just going to keep prohibiting yourself from all the amazing things that you yourself want to do. And don't, like, fake change, too. Like, there's a bunch of kids coming into school that like jazz, so now I like jazz so I can fit in. No, don't do that, because that's stupid. That makes sense if people are judging you, but if it's natural change, you're like, I want to change, then that's awesome. Do it, and don't care what other people say, because it's prohibiting you from all the amazing things that you can do, that you want to do. And don't expect things. A lot of people have really high expectations, but they don't give anything to receive their expectations. It's like the golden rule. Treat others how you want to be treated. Well, if you're expecting to be treated a certain way, you have to give in your own input that is similar to the way you are expecting to get treated. But when you, like, we expect things to change around our problems. We expect the world to revolve around us. We're like, well, here's the problem. Now why isn't it changing? It's because you aren't changing it yourself. The world's not going to be like, well, Timmy has a problem, let's all shift around his thing so he doesn't have to do anything, because the world would always be changing, because everyone would be thinking that. You have to change yourself. But we're just in situations where we don't think, like, situations we're in 100% control over, and we don't even think we can do it. Like, people are in bad relationships. They'll be like, well, this is the best it gets, and this is it, and I can't change it. Of course you can change it. You can change anything you want. We just think we can't, so we just get stuck, like, dealing with a situation that we've been pissed about our entire lives. It's like, we need to get out of that mindset. We need to understand we can change. If you have a goal, just literally start going for it. Get all your other distractions. Get all the excuses out of the way, because we're just lying to ourselves. And we're making such, like, we're limiting ourselves to an amazing life because we think that we can't get that amazing life. And whether we're lying to ourselves and we know we can get it, but we're just making up excuses because we fear change, stop fearing change. It's like the best thing that can happen to you. Improving yourself feels amazing. We all have things we can improve on, and we all need to do it. But every time you scapegoat someone, you scapegoat a group, you make up an excuse, you lie to yourself, that is just making the problem so much worse. Like, we need to get out of that. It's crazy. We need to get out of all this negative stuff. We need to not think of all the things that we will lose. We need to think of what we can gain, because what we can gain is probably amazing. If you overcome something like smoking or, like, breaking your unhealthy eating habits, of course everything is going to be amazing after that. Do you really think if you quit smoking, shit's just going to get worse? Like, wow, now I'm healthy. That sucks. I hate it. I can breathe good. No, of course it's going to be good. So we just need to know that. We need to understand. And we just need to change. And everyone out there, hopefully, just take what you want from this. This is how I view it. And whatever, hopefully you'll have an amazing new year and have an awesome day.